Thank you very much. The first thing I would like to say is what are and what is a weapon of mass destruction? A weapon of mass destruction is the depleted uranium, which means that babies being born today in Iraq are born with 2 heads. Babies are born with 1 arm, are born with incredible deformities. Now we have to ask ourselves a question, us in comfortable London, surrounded as we are by police and everything else. Would we accept that for our children, and why is it we expect other people to accept that for theirs? It's really simple. Do you think unmanned drones are weapons of mass destruction? Unmanned drones which are dropping bombs on Yemen, on Somalia, on Pakistan, on Afghanistan, on Libya, on Iraq. That is a weapon of mass destruction, real mass destruction. And all of this talk about democracy, let me ask you a question. Is a country that goes to war and sends its sons to kill and die against the will of a majority of its population a democracy? Is that democracy? When over 1 million people take to the streets and tell you, we don't want you to do this, and you go ahead and you do this. Does this equal democracy? And we can sit here so convinced of our own supremacy, so convinced of the own supremacy of our own humanity, as if we are more human than other people, with our arrogance. Sleep comfortably. This is being done in our name. What is wrong with us? How have we allowed this to become so normal and normalized? Shame upon us for allowing this to take place and living with this. We need to understand that humanity is one body. Humanity is one body. We are not independent of any other part of that body, much less living in the country which defined the borders of Afghanistan over 100 years ago and defined the borders of Iraq less than 100 years ago. We are independent from no one. We have to take this in our own hands and take control of this situation, because it is clear there are people who are working against the interests of humanity. And they talk about democracy in the Middle East and dictatorships in the Middle East. The biggest dictator in the Middle East, who has imprisoned the most people, who has ethnically cleansed the most people, who has displaced the most people, who has murdered the most people, has a name. That dictator is called the State of Israel. And I'll tell you this, you talk about democracy in Arab countries. If you had democracy in Arab countries, not one of the governments would be pro-Israeli. Not one of them. Not one of them. There wouldn't be any more American military bases on the land. You think it takes a rocket scientist to work this out? Look at the chants that people are chanting on the street, even in Tunisia. What are they talking about? They are not talking about peace and love with the state of Israel. It has tortured our people. What do you expect from people? So the first one I want to do is called terrorists. And when I say I'm all about peace and love, I want you to say I'm all about peace and love back to me, please. Okay? They calling me a terrorist, like they don't know who the terror is. When they put it on me, I tell them this: I'm all about peace and love. But they're calling me a terrorist, like they don't know who the terror is. Insulting my intelligence, oh how these people judge. It seems like the ragheads and packies are worrying your dad, but your dad's favourite food is curry and kebab. It's funny but it's sad how they make your mummy hurry with her bags, rather read the Sun and study all the facts. Tell me, what's a bigger threat to human society? BAE systems or homemade IEDs? Remote control drones killing off human lives, or man with homemade bomb committing suicide? I know you were terrified when you saw the towers fall. It's all terror, but some forms are more powerful. It seems nuts, how could there be such agony when more Israelis die from peanuts?